Good evening, Roopesh.
Good evening, sir. Good evening. Good evening. So this chart, what we have currently was a chart. It just came to me a couple of months ago.
Okay.
So here, looking the chart through ALP system. So what we can accurately find out is the present status of the natal. So the
Okay.
natal is born in Mithuna Lagna, that is Gemini ascendant,
Correct.
and
Yes.
the current ALP is going in Dhanu Rashi, that is in Sagittarius.
In the seventh
In
house.
in the seventh house in Purvashada Nakshatra, third quadrant.
Yeah. Correct. Yeah.
So as soon as right away looking at the ALP,
Mm.
right away looking at the ALP, I was able to find out issue will definitely be something related to sixth house.
Correct.
So the natal also is currently in a very tight situation with respect to the loan and other property related selling issues and all it is going on. But very majorly he is concerned about the finance and also with respect to the loans.
Okay.
So the ALP point is into Purvashada Nakshatra and Venus is placed in the sixth house, the sixth lord in the sixth house, and also he becomes the lord of 11th house. So what generally here it is happening is, so whenever the star lord has the essence of two houses, like whenever he takes the lordship of two houses, so it is told that we have to consider the qualities of both the houses which is being governed by the ALP Nakshatra Lord, and accordingly we have to analyze and predict or to check the current status of natal. Even though we come to a point of understanding the natal is under loan problem, but we should also consider the natal is placed in Rohini Nakshatra and
Mm.
moon is getting placed in the fourth house to ALP.
Okay.
So the natal is looking forward to sell the property here. At this point of time, exactly, he wanted to sell the property because fourth house and Nakshatra Lord being placed in the essence of eighth Lord, and that eighth Lord is placed in the fourth house. So this actually gives some sort of an effect, sir. So what we can look here is, so whenever the ALP Nakshatra Lord, in whichever essence he takes, right? For
Mm.
example, with respect to this chart, he is
Mm.
taking the essence of eighth Lord,
Okay.
and placement of that particular planet here it becomes moon.
Mm.
So in whichever house he gets placed with respect to ALP,
Mm.
that house effect also is seen upon the natal.
Okay. That is from ALP. This is the eighth house. This
Eighth
lord is sitting in the fourth.
in the fourth house.
And
So here it is triggering the natal
mm.
to do something with respect to property. So
Okay.
since 6 and 8, the natal has decided to sell the property in order
Mm.
to settle the loans.
And this property is his father's property.
Ancestral property, yeah,
Okay.
that's also there. And
Ancestral
and,
property. Yeah.
and coming
Uh,
to the yes, sir, go ahead, please.
no. I saw because from eighth this is the seventh, so the eighth, ninth is father, son. The sun is sitting in the fourth house.
Fourth house.
So when the sale is coming up or it is coming up, sun is sitting in Revati again.
True.
Okay, so
True,
the correction, that's how I picked up it is father's property. Yeah.
true, true.
Mhm. So he sold it off or is trying to sell it off?
He's trying to sell. He's trying to sell as of now.
Hmm. Will he be able to sell it?
He's still looking for it, sir. He's still looking for it. He is,
The fourth
contacting
house
many buyers.
lord is also Revati, right?
True, yeah,
The fourth house lord is also Revati. The 10th house is also Revati. Okay.
correct, correct.
So
And
10,000.
exactly at this point of time, there is another event that is happening with respect to his progeny, that is with respect to his daughter. The daughter has moved to foreign land.
Okay.
So we can see the fifth lord is placed in the 12th house to 5th house.
The Lord is going to. Correct. Yeah.
Placed in 12th house to 5th house. And also we can see the 5th house activating nakshatra is Bharani.
Okay.
And that lord is placed in the 6th house with that in the star of moon.
Chandran, the 8th house Lord. Okay.
Moon. So generally moon is traveling. Moon indicates traveling. And also 5th lord in the 12th house, which also becomes a Jala Rashi. It is clearly indicated that at this point of time, the daughter has moved to a foreign land.
Okay. Mars is also the 12th Lord from the 18th.
True.
So that is foreign land. So she is gone. Okay, the 5th house Lord and the 12th house Lord is there. And that being here, 4th house. So it matches. If you see from her chart, if you take this as Lagna of the daughter, so from there, Mars is there in the 12th, which indicates foreign journey. Okay.
Correct.
The 7th one is Venus. So for the education, she has gone abroad.
Yes.
So
for higher studies.
So for higher studies. So from here, the 2nd house, 7th. So 2nd house is we take it as education. So that also matches. 7th is journey,
Exactly.
right?
True.
Third again we have to see for travel, right? So third again here foreign country Rahu is indicated. And
also the 9th house there is placement of Ketu, again traveling.
Yeah, from her house. Yeah, travel 9th house. So everything from this chart itself, we can, if we take this as the daughter's lagna, we can even map that also.
Correct.
Okay, so we are seeing two things. We are seeing one with the problem with the wife, land being trying to sell. He's trying to sell off the land. Third is so his daughter has gone abroad, and it's a very stressful period because LP is running in Purvashada, and from Purvashada, what is happening is that is the owner of 6th and 11th house. 6th and 11th house. So, being that 6th house and Venus sitting there, which is the lord of Purvashada sitting there, it's creating a lot of trouble there. Okay. So, 6th house thing is predominantly shown because it is 6th is sitting in the 6th house.
Shown.
So, that's how it's trouble time. Yeah. And the top of it, okay, we don't normally see Dasa Bhukti here, even though it is written here Rahu Dasa. We don't see it. But if you look at it from the 8th point, Rahu is sitting in the 7th house. So troubles with wife.
7th house, yes.
That is also shown.
True. And we can also see, he is running Rahu Dasha. So, which is nothing but the Aridra Dasha itself, it is going on.
Yeah.
The Dasha of Aridra Nakshatra is itself going on, Rahu Dasha and Rahu Bhukti. The 7th house, exactly. From the ALP point, the ARP also falls in the 7th house. Rahu Dasha, Rahu Bhukti. And Rahu is placed in his own nakshatra. That is, he is getting the essence of his own nakshatra. So 7th house, as in the traditional system of astrology also, as per the rules for the Rahu and Ketu, 7th house is not that favorable.
Yeah. So
since that is also happening here, by considering Dasha Bhukti also, we can understand the status of the natal is not being that good enough.
So the problem actually, if you look at it, the problem is not it does not just come today. Okay, if
Yeah,
it is
true.
Purva third pada, that means
From past
almost
2 years it is
like
happening.
almost like 2.5 years back it started when it
Yes,
was
yes,
at
yes.
Purva
True.
Shada first pada. Okay, so it would have started then and then will continue now. It will continue for the next 1 year also. Purva Shada fourth pada.
True, true, true,
Okay, fourth
true.
pada will continue. Then after fourth pada, then this thing will come, right? Sun's
So,
this thing will come.
yes, sir. Yes. Then
That
comes Uttarashada here.
when sun comes here, 7, 8, 9, 10, ninth house. So
Ninth Lord.
Uttarashada means it will fall, the D9 also will fall on the same house, right?
Uttarashada, right? Yes.
It will fall on the same house. Here itself the D9 will fall. That means the fourth house and this will get activated. And probably that is the time he will be able to sell the property.
Yes. And also buying of the new property would also happen. But what I feel is, sir, since the effort is being made in order to settle the loans, right?
Hmm.
And also there is some trigger that is happening with respect to fourth house
Hmm.
where the natal wants to get rid of something because the fourth house, the presence of eighth lord and the activation is happening through the nakshatra lord, that is Venus in the Rohini. So
Hmm.
it will show some amount of loss with respect to the fourth house to the
Hmm.
natal. And we also have sixth and 11th being activated. So at this time, I feel there is a chance where at this point of time itself, that is during the time of Purvashada itself,
Hmm.
there would be some amount of loss with respect to fourth house in order to fulfill the sixth house effect. So he wants to settle the loans. Probably what would happen is when ALP falls in Uttarashada, right? At that point of time, the ninth house would get activated and the ninth lord is placed in the fourth house. So
Okay.
there is some amount of prosperity. Means with respect to the fourth house, that is with respect to his house,
Hmm.
he might find some comfortable. He might feel a little more comfortable with respect to fourth house Karakatwas when ALP falls in Uttarashada Nakshatra.
Yeah, that's the time he will sell the house. I don't think so. He will sell in Purvashada Nakshatra. He will sell the house. He cannot move the house. See, there is no nakshatras here in Venus. In Venus, right? In this house,
So
and this is there in the sixth. So in the sixth, if you look at the income house, okay, this house,
true,
there is no nakshatras indicating Venus or anything that Venus can. Venus does not even have a aspect on this house.
correct.
Okay, so I don't think so. He'll be able to get the income that is coming inside.
Yes,
Okay,
yes, yes, yes.
so the
If he
house.
go to settle,
So even if it house also he wants to sell it out, income has to come in. So income won't come here. Okay. So what will
true,
happen is when it hits the sun's nakshatra. Okay. So when it hits the sun's nakshatra, then the fourth house will get activated because sun is there,
yes,
and the ninth house ancestral things also will start activating. And the fourth house
true,
lord being in the fifth is favorable to him to ancestral property.
correct, correct.
And sun, there will be there will be three nakshatras of sun here,
Yes,
second, third, and fourth padas, right?
true.
So that will give income. That has
Yes,
to give income, right?
yes, sir.
From the Bhagyasthana, those will get income. So that time he will sell this property is what I think. Okay, that's what I think because fifth house sun nakshatra will be here. Sixth house also Kritika nakshatra will be there. Okay, so indicating the loans, money to be spent on the loans. Okay, income will come here. It will be spent on the loan through the house, that too to his father's property. Does it match?
Yeah. It definitely makes some sense. Yeah, there is a possibility.
Okay. So then if you look at it from here, the 10th house. Okay, somebody calling from Australia. Okay. So I think that's the time he will set when it is hitting the sun's nakshatra. Okay.
True.
Uttaradam, when it is coming there, when the sun nakshatra hits it, not in Purva Shada first. So next 1 year he won't be able to sell it. The September means 2023 October, no? Almost November, mid of
October,
November.
yes. Yes.
Until such time, he won't be able to sell it.
Yes.
Even if he fixes the property and everything else, money won't come in. Money will come in only when it touches the Surya Nakshatra here.
Correct.
Correct, no?
Yes, sir. And there is some possibility that the completion would happen, sir. When ALP point goes in Uttara, we can expect the completion with respect to the property matters, sir. It might get completed.
Property, the documentation might happen. Okay, maybe uh, approval or this agreement saying that I will buy the house or something like that might happen, but the money won't come in until such time where he can
True.
settle these loans.
True.
It won't come in right now because Chukran is in the 6th, 11th, so profitable by selling he'll get the profit, then he'll settle the loan, so he'll buy peace, and once sun comes in, it'll be okay, so he will do that. I think once that comes in, once he goes to ALP moves into this house, okay, 1 year after that when he moves there. So moon, then sun when he moves here, this is the moon house. Moon is sitting in the third. Okay, I think then it is okay. For next 1 year, it is difficult, very difficult. Post that, some actions will happen.
True.
That is the selling of the property and all those things will happen. See, one chart we are able to pick up so many things. We are able to see
So many things.
how we are able
Yes, sir.
to
Absolutely.
how we can say how he can how he can how he's going to get the money, when he's going to get the money, how he's going to sell it, until time stress is going to face. All those things, everything comes up very neatly. Here, if you look at this block, he is stressed. 6 loan stress is there. Fifth house is not peaceful, and this is created by himself. But rest of things are okay. 9th house is stressed, so that's okay. But other houses are okay, as per this rule. It's okay. So good, no? Very detailed information about it.
True. Yeah.
Yeah,
It was very clear cut, sir. It was very clear cut. It is very clear cut actually.
Yeah. So you will be like, but he has to struggle. We don't have an option here.
Yes, sir. As of now, yes.
Maybe for the loans, you could suggest some remedy to reduce his pressure right now. Okay. Other than that, hardly anything we can do about this chart.
True.
And I normally don't tell remedies over the sessions because people tend to use it thinking that it applies to them. Okay. And generally, it does not
It
fit
does
in.
not work like that. Correct.
It is per individual only it will work, not for everybody it will work.
Absolutely.
So there's no point in, like I have seen many people just saying, on the fly they will be keeping on giving pariyarams, which actually will not work until you see what is the problem. So many problems are there. Okay, if you look at it from the ALP, from the Lagna, Mandi is sitting in the 4th house. From the ALP, it is in the 10th house.
Yes.
Okay, Sun is Avyogi, Guru is Yogi, Mercury is not this way, not that way.
Yes.
So Rahu sitting here, this guy is already a materialistic guy. So all these things we have to see then we have to see how the wife. Actually, this guy is only the mistake doer, not his wife.
True, true.
And loans are also created by because of his high spending patterns and all those things. So
Yes, yes.
we don't have so many things we have to see and then suggest the remedy. So let's not tell the remedy offhand because people will think this is the remedy for them also. Then they will say it didn't work. How it works.
Correct,
Okay.
correct, correct,
But at
correct.
least the analysis is very clear how it works.
Yeah, yeah, it has. Yes, yes.
Very beautifully worked. So we have covered almost everything in this chat for the time being and for the next 4 or 5 years, and the problem will get solved. Right? Next year also
True.
not get solved. The year after that will get solved. The year after that will be a bit okay. That's how we have
Correct.
to see. Okay. But when the sun when the LP goes here, sixth house will become this. And that time Rahu Dasa will be running. So
Yes.
this also is not good period for it.
So
But
Rahu Bhakti is going on. So which will
now
get completed, I guess, probably in the month of June
hmm,
2022.
hmm,
And what thing we can observe here is, sir, in the transit we can see the Rahu will come to 11th house to the Dasha Lord. So the transit
hmm.
Rahu comes to the house.
Transit Rahu will come to the 11th house. How?
Yeah,
It is
next
here.
month.
It's already here. Rahu is here.
Yes, 30. It is in the 11th house.
To the Lagna, right? From the LP
Yeah,
it
to
is
the
in the
left.
fifth house. So it is good
Then it's
only.
in the
No,
fifth
fifth
house.
house is good.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So as far as the Dasha is concerned,
Hmm,
yes, the natal might have some hopes or some confidence or
hmm.
something, some what to tell, some strength he might get in order to move forward or in order to push this
Yeah. There's
to
one
make
more
it
thing.
stable.
No, when you said Rahu transit, right? Rahu is
Yes.
already transited to the fifth house, no?
It is actually depending, sir. It is according to the different ayanamshas. So in some of the ayanamshas, it is telling the next month. The transit is happening in the next month, but whereas in some ayanamshas, it is already showing that there is a transit.
The last 17th is what it is moved.
It has moved, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Last 17th. If you are going through Ganitam, then it is that is already moved into 17th. If you are taking Vakyam, then
Yes,
that might delay. But
that
we are
might. Yes,
going
yes.
by, but we are not, we are just going by standard way where the whole India uses. We are not going by that Vakyam. So I
Correct,
think it has
correct,
moved.
correct.
Okay. But it's almost like 57 is struggling.
Yes,
57,
yes,
you should
yes.
not get Ragu Dasa. If you get Ragu Dasa, you will struggle.
Yes,
That too just
absolutely.
started.
As I said, that's what it should go up to 18 years.
Mm. So take him for a task. Okay then. Okay, shall we close this?
Sure, sir.
Huh? I will
Sure, sir. Definitely.
1 minute. I will just stop the live. Thank you, whoever is watching. Thank you for watching. We'll stop the live stream now.